the fuck up so I can smoke this. You there, Snyder? gonna smoke this with me or what? Keep saying yeah, and then you go back to sleep. You okay? I'm smoking the pot. No, I'm dying. I mean, we're all dying, so. No, no, we're all slowly dying. Why we're living. No, buddy, you. That's not how that works, Mike. Your body's deteriorating from birth. Well, I'm being technical. You know what I'm saying. I was being a smartass. Like, of course, don't have the mindset that you're dying like already. But look, that's well, no, that's what I was gonna say. That's why you got a lot of people out there that don't eat anything dead. Like you got some people that eat not, all the stuff they put in their bodies, something that's living, like plant, like they don't eat meat or like they eat like vegetables and shit. They're vegetarians. I think I think I think scientifically, yeah, you're right. Like we all are energy to an extent. But I am a firm like you got people that think um they want to go to the extent of, well, since we're energy, there's nothing spiritual about it. It's just once we die, we basically go back. Our energy goes back into. I think that's correct, but I don't think that's all that it is. I because here's like there's more to us than just that. Everybody's got that thing about it that makes them them. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, our individuality. Oh yeah, for sure. You're 100% right there. Well, it's processed everything. No, it's. I mean, but you have people out there that see everything. When people start talking like that, they immediately in their head they're hearing conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? When when there's truth to the matter, though. Well, that's just like now, so many people here. I'm from Flint, and they're like, "Oh my God, is the water still like that?" And that irritates me. Not that the water is still the way it is, but that people only think about Flint. Like, there's so many other areas, dude, that have the same problem. It's not just Michigan and Flint. Dude, for real, look that up. Look that up. And I guarantee you, every area you find that has a water issue like that are low poverty areas. They want it. It's not fixed for a reason. If we're sick and dying out, then we're not as sponging so much on the medical system, on insurances, on, dude. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're all welfare areas and areas like that where people need help. And true and granted, in a lot of areas like that, you have people that they abuse it. They want to live off the help. They don't want to use it as a crutch like it's supposed to be, and end up being able to stand on their own 2 feet. They figure out, well, if I tweak this in certain ways, I can use this to my benefit and not have to do anything and just live off of it. That's why for so many years here in Michigan, women could get pregnant repeatedly and stay on welfare. They could stay on state aid. But now you got 4 years. And it's not like 4 years from when you have a kid too. Like a lot of people thought at first, like, okay, well, it's 4 years after I have this kid, and then 4 years after that, if I wait a while, then I can sign up again, and then I can have state aid for another 4 years. No, it's 4 years from the first time you sign up and that first cash payment they give you till, you know what I'm saying. You have 4 years. They will help you for 4 years. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, people be like, "That's bullshit." Yeah, but you don't got to pay none of that back. Like, if I ever get rich and I stay in Michigan, they're not going to hit me and be like, "Oh man, remember, you know, in your younger years we helped you." It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It is free aid, but people fucking abuse the shit out of it for a long time. And like, it was supposed to meant to be a crutch, but they didn't have a lot of resources to get people work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just ended up being a band-aid to where you'd go downtown, you'd go sit down there, and you'd go through this orientation process, and it'd take like a month, and then you'd get your first cash payment for it, it to help you with whatever. But then you'd have to go back down there, so many times a week, and you'd have to sit through these, like, it'd be like resume classes or job readiness classes and shit like that. And yeah, if you're somebody new to the workforce and shit like that, yeah, that's good. That helps. You want that. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody that's experienced in finding a job, but yet there's just no jobs out there for their trade, or there's just no work, it doesn't. It just doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't help. So it's like for a long time it was like that, to where it was like people would go and they'd get the help, but I mean it was a band-aid solution because it was basically somebody giving you money. You're still out of a job. You're still, you know what I'm saying, reliant on them to give you the money to pay your rent or pay whatever you're lacking in paying. You know what I'm saying? Or say you had a job and you still needed the help because it wasn't a good one. They couldn't place you in a better job. You know what I'm saying? Whereas to now, they may not have like a lot. It's not that they have a lot more jobs, but they're learning that it's like, okay, maybe we should, instead of paying these people for years and years on time to try to help them until they can find their niche, find their career. Maybe we can fucking pay for them to start one. You know what I'm saying? Like, now they're offering, um, grants to where people can fucking. It's like, all right, I want to be a welder. You know, okay, well, here we're gonna pay for your first welding course. After that, we'll help you get a temporary job that may not be in welding. In the meantime, but it'll help you pay for the rest of your welding classes to get certified. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now they're actually kind of, because she thought like I was gonna be de- deterred by all the shit, because she was like, well, a lot's changed and this and that, and I'm like, I've heard that before. So I had that kind of like, I've heard that before. Like, they said that the last time they told me that it had changed, because this is the third time I've been through this program. You know what I'm saying? Like, The second time I went through it, they said it had changed, and it had, but it was really that time they just changed the way, like, the order that they did shit in and the names of shit. So it was basically all the same shit, just in a different order with different names. It was still job readiness shit. It was still resume shit. It was still, they weren't helping you find work. You know what I'm saying? They weren't helping nobody find work because there wasn't no work for them to help anybody find. Yeah, yeah, they can't. So they can't. I should be able to do everything. I should be able to do everything until February, which is fine with me. I'm good with that. I just don't like it to where I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, and then they turn around and they're like, "You guys are non-compliant," and it be some dumb shit. Like both times I've failed a program. That's what it was. It was a situation where they were like, "We know you're doing everything we've asked you to do, but this came up, and you know, the person you're with couldn't do this, or this came up, and you know." Last time it wasn't really Kayla's fault. She just couldn't volunteer the times they wanted her to, and I'm sorry, I think the state finds reasons to kick people off because of low funding. They can't deny people if they qualify, but at the same time, if they ain't got the funding to give them the money, they can't give it to them in the first place. Bro, bro, I did not realize. See, you saying that you're 100% right, and a lot of people don't realize that. As truthful as it is, like how. Well, no, but here's the thing. You know what? You know what cued me in on that, and it was something on Netflix, and it has nothing to do with what you're talking about per se. It's a show called Mars. It's about us trying. We've been really for real, since they found water on Mars. We've for real been trying to figure out our space programs. Have been trying to figure out how to get there. Like, how do we get there? If changes are starting to happen in in Mars's ecosystem to where it can start supporting life, how do we how do we capitalize on that? And when it's as soon as it's actually livable, how are we able to get people from here to there and just we know we're getting overcrowded. At least the real smart scientific minds of the world, they know. They're not fucking you know what I mean? Shit's it's getting dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's getting bad. Um you never know. I think you're right as long as nothing catastrophic happens. No real major war, no real major war or nothing happens, or anything like that that can cause a massive famine or anything. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Um, but what I'm getting at is like, I didn't. There's a company that started. They started like in rockets, just in like with like they were doing like drones and shit. And then the companies actually became. I mean, NASA contracts them basically. This is how big they are. They're like it's called like SpaceX or some shit like that. They're actually the ones that are really leading this charge on colonizing Mars. That's like I want to say, dude, in the next 50 years there'll be people living there. Not as like people probably think sci-fi movie like no, like I'm not talking about like people like me or you. Like but you give it I don't even think it's going to be that long to be real. Because what it is, the major issue they have right now, they can get there. They can get us there. It's not an issue of that. It's how do we get them on the ground safely. Um, you know what I'm saying? Because well, I'm gonna say this flat the fuck out. I don't know if a lot of people have the balls to say this, but it's like the whole moon thing. Like that should never happen. I don't buy that shit for a second. The lunar landing, the moon landing. I don't buy that for a second. There's a big at there's a big ass radiation belt that goes Orion's belt is right there. That's a radiation field. We still ain't got shit to fucking stop that kind of radiation. You know what I'm saying? No space shuttle we've had's been capable of fucking flying somebody through that shit without it fucking them up. You know what I mean? But like what I'm getting at though is like you saying like the overpop. I didn't realize that the scientific minds had that had become that big of a like okay. Instead of trying to come up with solutions to extend time, it's like we need to start thinking about relocating people. Not per se like we gotta leave Earth. Earth's fucking over with. It's done for. But it's like as much damage as our species has done to the planet. Um, and then just the amount of people that are on it is starting to become a severe issue. Oh, like me or you? Well, yeah, but of course, people like me or you can't. You know what I mean. I think it's a good thing though that there are companies out there like that because, like I said, SpaceX is actually like a. This is a totally non-government. This a guy started this like a guy, just a guy like me or you, started this company, who is now like it's so big as a situation where NASA has them do a lot of like satellite shit, like fly, sending certain shit to the satellites, and you know what I mean that we have. Um, it's became a really like you know just billions and billions of dollar company. Um, I just didn't realize how like that like years ago that was like a far fetched idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, to recolonize to another planet, like that was impossible. There's no way that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas now it's actually feasible. We know we can get them there. Like, we could get a small group of people there safely, but it's the fact of the matter is how do we get them there and keep them there? It's not like, because you got to think things can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, the unknown is the unknown. So it's like shit can go wrong, and it's not like you can, it being that kind of distance, it's not like you can just like hurry up and medevac some shit to them. Like, oh, you fucking destroyed your main living quarters that you were supposed to build. You know what I'm saying? That and it was gonna supply oxygen for you. Self-sustaining oxygen. Like, let us drop off another one real quick. Like, they could. Because they actually the show what I'm talking about it's like a biography, but at the same time they did how the History Channel's been doing them like it'll be like almost like a show, but I don't know, it's almost like how you'll have them reenactment shows where it'll be a story, and they'll have it'll be like a real life story, but they'll have actors reenact it for scenes, so like for you to visualize and see what the hell they're talking about. It's like that. Like, it's a documentary for most of it, for like I want to say half of it, and then there's actually like this shit where it's these actors that are playing these astronauts actually on Mars doing this like colonizing mission in like 2000 fucking 40 something or some shit like that. It's pretty good. It's not bad. No, I started the stream. I just ain't like if you tune into it, I'm not doing shit right now. I'm not done smoking. I had to get that coffee, dude. And well, I figured out why it's so fucking cold in here. I turned the heat up a little bit. It was like 61. It was like 61. So I'm sitting here thinking like, Jesus Christ, dude, why is this like, dude, this is I cannot get this. You know how you'll go outside and you get like that chill sets in through your like, okay, through your like clothes and shit. You know how you get that chill like, and it just like, and then you'll come in, you'll start to warm up. You can feel that chill leave, like you start getting your warmth back to where you feel like you can start shedding layers. Like, dude, I could not get that chill to go away the whole time I was sitting here since I've been home. Like, that's when you were like, you started the stream yet? Like, dude, like my hands were still aching. That's the major issue, dude. I broke my hand. Like, once my hand gets cold, dude, I'll put it like this: if my hand gets to us cold enough, it'll lock the fuck up to where I cannot open my fucking hand. Like, I can, When I was working at Midwest, and I give Mike this. I didn't really like Mike. He was my supervisor, but me and him did a couple jobs together, and this was like right before winter. You know what I'm saying? Last year, and I had went to uncap or cap or no matter of fact, I had went to uncap because the people tried to close their own pool and didn't do it right, and they turned around and had us come out and do it anyway, and they had capped them off already. And it was like I had got because they had a hot tub in the pool. So like I uncap the hot tub, we blow that out, and I recap it. And it was like going. I got the first cap off of one of the jets in the pool, and when I pulled my hand out and I went to fucking put my hand in to get the other one, I was doing it so quick because I was so cold, dude. I'm not paying attention. I'm just trying to hurry up and get all the caps off so we can hurry up and blow it out and recap them so we can get back in the fucking van. And when I put my hand in the water to go for the other cap in the pool, my hand just kind of like my fist kind of bumped the cap. I couldn't open my hand. And he's like, "Come on, man, hurry up." He was like, "I know it's cold. I'm cold too." And I'm like I'm rubbing my hand. I'm like, "You got to give me a sec." He's like, "What?" I'm like, dude, I broke my fucking hand before. Like I shattered. I have no knuckles on my ring finger or my pinky finger. Like the knuckles are gone. I I have no knuckles there. I crushed them into nothing. But it was like, I'm like, I've had a boxer break, and I basically every time I punch somebody, dude, if I hit them hard enough to like actually do damage, I break my hand. It breaks. You got a lot of boxers that actually have that. That's why they space their fights out because they break their hands in the fights. It just their knuckles and shit. They just keep breaking. No, not. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, it only takes 12 pounds of pressure to break bone. But the thing about it is, too, you got people that don't know how to condition their body either. You ever heard of the Iron Monk? Okay, well, people said just like you said, there was a lot of scientific people, and this guy got popular in like I want to say like the 60s and 70s. Um, as far over in like Asia in that area because the scientific minds were saying that our bodies weren't meant for that. Like people that put themselves into like combat and shit like that, like boxing or combat oriented sports or shit like that, were doomed to injury. Like you couldn't do that safely without getting fucked up eventually. And especially with our bones being the way they are. And a monk proved there was a monk. He's like a Shaolin monk that they called him the Iron Monk because over there they used a lot of older ways of like farming and shit, and crushing grain and shit like that. Well, they had these grain crushers in the village he was born in. They're like these big ass cylinders that they run it through. Almost reminds me of like the old school washing machine thing where you had like the tub and then the board thing that you'd run shit on, and then the wheeled fucking strainer where it was like two pins that basically you rolled the clothes through, and it squeezed the water out. That's what the big cylinders for the grain were. They were like these big cylinders, and it looked like that, and you would shove the grain and shit through to crush it, or whatever. But that guy could. These are like 3 tons. Or not 3 tons, but these are really big. Like it would crush bone, but this guy can run his arms through them. He can like shove his arms in and out of them. He said the way he was able to do that though is he trained he calloused his bones basically by punching fucking bags of sand like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times a day. And if you think about it, that probably would callous the fucking bone up. Look at like I was just talking about with boxers. Look at a lot of boxers. Like some of them get it to where their hands don't break like that no more. But if you look at their hands are somewhat deformed because they develop big ass calcium deposits where the bones break because calcium starts leaking out of the bone, and it basically creates more bone. It's like think of it as scar tissue for bone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just scarred bone that's just replaced itself and healed, but in a nasty looking way. Like you look at my Uncle Joe's hands, you could tell he boxed for years. You could just see it in the hands. Like the knuckles are really like odd looking and thick and big from where they broke and fucking built back up, broke and built back up. I didn't box long enough for my shit to do that. Facts are facts. I don't like getting hit in the face. I didn't get hit in the face much, but I don't know. I don't like people trying to hit me in the face. I don't know how to like not make it an actual like for real fight. You know, it's like with boxing, you got to be like sportsman like. Like I don't know. You try to like attack me, I like end up hurting people bad, and you can't do that in boxing and shit like that. Hey, during the eat up, I gotta turn this light on for a minute. It's starting to hurt my eyes. It's too dim in here. And we got the TVs and shit on. It's actually really not good for eyes. I didn't believe that at first until I like started getting really bad headaches from watching TV at night in the dark. Like that's not good for. Well, well not that I mean I had heard it before, but I thought it was just people say shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like well look at video games melt your brain. They're bad for they're bad for you. They've proven over the years like actually you got a lot of kids out there that like true and granted if you let your kid just play video games all the time, yeah, they're probably not going to be good in school. But if you make them apply themselves and shit like they're supposed to, but also let them have their fun, you'd be surprised like games can actually sharpen, you know what I'm saying, their mind. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like moderation's key with anything. You know what I mean? Like people fail to realize that. Too much of anything I think can be bad. I mean, too much butt stuff could be bad. I don't know how, but it could be. Yeah, that hot chocolate wasn't enough though. I had to make coffee. I fucking so fucking cold, dude. Like my hands just starting to feel normal, just like literally as I speak now. Like it's just now feeling to where it's like I can open and shut my hand and I don't feel really shitted, dude. What the fuck? Kayla's playing Blackout and she just like this dude jumped through a window and's punching her. And she's spraying the guy, like she sprayed the dude with a whole fucking mag out of the Maddox. And he still managed to punch her twice more before she hit him with her gun and killed him. Like, that didn't seem right to me at all. Like, either there was some serious lag there. I don't know. I can't hear it, but it looked like you got all your hit markers too, though. Because usually with lag, you can see it. Like, you'll see that bullet fire, but you'll notice that you don't get a hit marker for it. Like, wait. I've had that happen multiple times with like games like Call of Duty or even Division. Like you'll be shooting an NPC, but yet like and it's doing like the animation and shit, like it's hitting them, it's stunning them or whatever, but you're not getting the damage or it's not giving you a hit marker. Like what the fuck? Shooting the shit out of this guy. Why isn't he dying? Fucking lag. Damn, dude. I'm trying not to be irritated with Rome. Because as soon as he like actually started doing the interview, I kind of set because he was like, "You can sit down." He was nervous. He was nervous as fuck though. Because I almost wanted to ask him, you and Kayla. I almost wanted to ask him like, "Do you act like this with everybody you interview?" But I know it's not that because he goes, "Obviously, I know you outside of here." He was like, "I do take this place very seriously." I'm like, "Dude, I get it. I'm not trying to fuck this up for you. Like, believe me, I'm not gonna come in this bitch making you look bad, my guy. Like, all I'm saying is give me a foot in the door." He was like, "Well, after everything," he was like, "Well, if I don't call you Friday, or I mean by Monday. He was like, I should be able to call you. He was like, if I don't go another way with it, he was like, I should be able to call you by like Friday and let you know something solid. And I'm like, look, man, like, and I ain't gonna be mad at him, but I'm trying not to hate on him right now at the same time. Like, that's why, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna message him too and just be like, look, man, like, I ain't hating on you or nothing like that. Like, but do keep for real, me in mind. Like, I need this right now. Some people are coming at you that maybe they just need a job right now for whatever reason. They're needing to save some money or some shit, or they need a second job. Like, I need this job because I ain't got no job. Like, because he kept stressing. He was like, well, it's just part time. Like, it ain't nothing serious. Like, look, I ain't got shit though. So anything is serious to me right now. It's up, guy. It is up. It's literally up right now. It's up. Does it? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe I gotta move. Maybe after so long, if I'm not moving around, it does something with the stream. I don't know. All right, hold on. I'll restart it. Something may happen with the stream. Oh wait, you know what? Oh, okay, no.